Coming up live on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. It's an organization called United and Guided, and it serves the community in a number of ways that you're really going to like. Get a pencil, sit down, and wait right after this. With me in the studio is Imani Lucas, who is the Chief Executive Director of an organization called United and Guided, and we're going to learn about that. And with him is his board member, LaShania Frizzell.
Yes.
I got it right this time.
You did.
Thank you.
You did. You did.
And it's an amazing institution. I mean, I talked to a lot of organizations on it, and I really, this is such a different approach to learning, and structurally it's different, and I'd really like to go over it because it obviously works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. So United and Guided, you were walking down the street one day, and you thought, I think I'll put together an organization that does this, and this.
Something like that. You know, there were several of us. You know, we just started off as a group of parents, and you know, parents who are already involved in community-based organizations. We just decided to pull our network and our skills and abilities together to start helping families, and particularly young folks, but by way of their parents. So to be able to work with children and the adults is a big part of what we do right now.
And you were a mom, and you had.
I am a mom, and I was a mom. But the funny thing is how I got pulled into United and Guided is I've already known Mr. Imani and Mr. Richard. We worked together in the past. And when the vision, I call them visionaries. When the vision came to me, when they brought the idea to me, I was like, I'm sold. So I'm sold. And so just, you know, like Mr. Lucas was saying earlier, just my expertise of being a community worker for so many years, just bringing it to the organization, just, you know, kind of highlighted what they were already doing. So, yes.
Well, a lot of people think, oh, well, the police should handle all this stuff, and that's not your focus.
No,
No.
not at all.
So give me a scenario of what you do in terms of the guided part. I mean, there's such a wonderful list here of something called restorative justice, career coaching, peer support, community development services. It looks like it's a kind of a complex but a well-serving organization dealing with people who are in trouble.
Yes. We really created our services based on the needs that we saw in our community. So we felt that people were missing jobs, and we've been researching the Great Resignation, where people are just automatically leaving their jobs, trying to figure out, well, you know, why is that? Is it about wages, or is it about empowerment? So for us, just to be able to help people empower themselves is something that we set out to do from the beginning. So that's where our mobile career services come from, helping people develop their resume, helping people develop some interviewing skills, helping them understand LinkedIn and Indeed and places where you can put your resume. And then that led into some of our other projects as well. But, you know, all of them are just based on the needs that we saw out there in our community.
Yeah, just meeting the parents, meeting families where they are at the end of the day.
So this conflict resolution thing is interesting in terms of at the same time you're helping develop skills, conflict resolution goes on with people who don't have those skills.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how you assess those is kind of interesting because you're going to be in the middle of a conflict that brings them into the system, right?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And so you have to have people who are really dedicated and who know what they're doing, and it's obviously I get a sense of that. Amazing.
Yeah.
So the intervention services are really important, and how parents. This is also about parents and not just young people. I mean, the education and some of the various things that you do have to do directly with somebody who is part of your system, who's younger.
Yes.
But parents, how you deal with them, is amazing sometimes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Lucas, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ms. LaShawn.
We are parents. You understand? We are parents, and we understand. Again,
that's a good key.
Yeah, you know,
that'll get you in the door.
And just talking with them, understanding, validating what they're going through.
Yes.
And I don't say students, I say scholars, right? Or with their young ones, validating what they're going through. And when you do that, you know, you've developed a relationship. And once you build that relationship and connection, then everything else kind of just flows.
I see.
And then they accept services, because it's not me lecturing you, right? It's a two-way street. I'm learning. I always say, I need to know you are your first child. I always tell parents, you are your child's first educator, and I need to listen to you so we can work together, so we can figure out what's best for your children. So
That's a very engaging statement. I like
And,
that.
you know, for our board members, it was their opportunity to help bring together multiple sectors around this concept of restorative intervention. And it really started heavily with the schools that we were working with in our past employment, and then as we were building an organization. You know, with school fights and the high level of suspensions and expulsions, you know, there have been some researchers that got even deeper into why that situation was like that. And they have a concept called the school to prison pipeline, where, you know, students of color are, you know, sometimes pigeonholed or put into a track toward prison, right? And sometimes if they have conflict at school, or if they have parents that have conflict at school, it doesn't get resolved, gives that kid a reputation, sometimes as early as first grade. So just to be able to teach young folks how to resolve conflict, and teach their parents as well that there's a third-party confidential way that you can resolve interpersonal conflict for the sake of the child to be able to graduate successfully, you know, is a real kind of a multi-sector way of looking at violence prevention. And for us, it is the alternative to the traditional forms of punishment.
So we're probably going to put something up on the screen that says how to get in touch with you. I mean, there has to be some people who are watching us now who have family members that are in deep trouble in terms of their young people. So that's why I ask you to have a pencil ready. So let's have a look at you have some videos about your group, and I've watched them and I think they're fun. Can we look at them?
Let's take a
Absolutely.
look.
Let's do it.
United and Guided got started when a group of parents came together and decided they wanted to do something better for their community. We developed an organization to really provide mental health peer support to our community and our residents.
Papa Bear's Village is exactly that. It's a village of Black fathers in the Sacramento area who are genuinely concerned about the mental and physical health of their community.
Studies show that adverse childhood experiences such as abandonment, abuse, neglect, and neighborhood violence stunt brain growth and may lead to toxic stress in adulthood. We believe that in order to minimize toxic stress from bad memories, we must provide a safe, consistent space where we can create the most epic memories. It's beautiful seeing the community come together and donate their time and resources to our common cause of supplying treasurable memories for our children.
Acts of Human Kindness is sponsored by Dignity Health. Hello, Human Kindness.
Okay, Dignity Health. They're good supporters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to say that. That's very important. I mean, it's
Yes.
people who jump in and say, wait a minute, this is a good idea. Let's do it.
Yes. That was a miracle for us, because it was actually our first year out of operation. We were founded in 2018, but as COVID came, it took us a little time to actually get settled. And one of our first programs was the Mobile Career Center, and we started to do our self-care Sundays, which is what you saw out there every sunny Sunday. So unless it was muddy ground or rain, we're out there every week, every Sunday for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me show up.
We will feed you if you come.
That's
you play,
right.
You play Uno or Dominoes. We'll
Oh,
come.
okay, yeah, I do know, I know how to play dominoes, that's for
Okay,
sure.
well, good. You need to come to the park.
Okay,
Go.
appreciate that. So, do you assess the development of a family, the development of an issue, and have, kind of a concept of, did we do it or did we not? What happened?
Yes. So, we do keep track.
Yes.
We work with a third-party measurement system provider called Clear Impact. And through our partnership with they help us try to collect the type of data that shows that we're turning the curve on our thinking around the services that we provide. We also keep attendance, every time we're out there. And then we're usually inviting the attendees to our other functions and like our listening sessions and things like that.
Oh, yeah, we should go over that, but let's have a look at some slides and then we'll go to that and then we have to go to a break.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yes. So, as we were meeting every week, we started to bring together Black fathers. We have a connection and a subcontract with the California Department of Public Health. They do the Perinatal Equity Initiative, which is a take on trying to resolve and trying to promote perinatal health by working with mothers, but then working with the fathers as well, and particularly Black fatherhood, because the perinatal death rates are very high in that community. So the county is actually putting in the funds to look at some of the social determinants of why that is. And fatherhood is one of the biggest ones. So that's why we put together Black Fathers, Inc., which is a group of dads who've just come together and agreed that we're going to have some camaraderie around each other, at least once a week, but also monthly. So, as we have our connection with the Black Parallel School Board, this September we were able to do our Million Fathers March. We brought over 25 dads over. We were stationed at Luther Burbank High School, stationed at Leah Tata Floyd Elementary School, and Hiram Johnson High School. So we had dads at each of those places, and we rolled out the red carpet for the students on the first day of school, giving them applause. We had snacks out there, and really just trying to get more and more dads involved in the first day of school for their children.
That's great.
It was a great
Absolutely
turnout.
amazing stuff.
Yes. And some of the other things we do is we do coaching every year. So part of our Self-Care Sunday features a basketball camp for kids, 10:30 to 12. After 12, we're feeding everybody, the barbecue, we're ordering pizza, everybody gets to eat. And then afterwards, the adults and the youth get to hang around, and we usually play kickball or Uno or volleyball or, whatever we feel like doing that day. Co-ed, the Kings and Queens Rise is part of Sierra Health Foundation, and they subcontract with us to do coaching for the kids and provide a league for them.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, well, this is really wonderful. There is your entire group of dads, looks like.
Yes, yes. So this is really early on in our service. And as you can see, we have dads out there and a whole bunch of young kids. The objective is not for parents to just drop their children off. We
Right.
encourage them to stay and be a part of it.
Yes.
And what we found is that we have some dads that were really dedicated. Some of them don't even have young children, but some of them are actually ex-incarcerated individuals who miss their children's childhood, but they still come out because they want to fill that void and helping raise young
Papa
people.
Bear's Village.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's it. And there is your website, unitedandguided.org.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have to go and take a short break, and because of the FCC and my boss,
Right.
and so we'll take a short break and we'll come back we'll come back with more about your wonderful organization, United and Guided.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Do you want to meet a family with a transgender kid? Here we are. Max loves to do backflips. Max loves to play his ukulele. Max loves to just be a kid and just be himself. When I found out I was pregnant, all I really wanted was a happy, healthy, whole child. And that's what I got. I think it's really important for people to know that trans kids don't have a political agenda. They are just kids. Like any parent, we love our kids unconditionally, and we will never stop fighting for them. Stand with us. Protect our families.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
So we're back with LaShanya.
LaShanya,
Yeah, I can do it. And Mr. Lucas.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So we are talking about your wonderful organization, United and Guided, and it runs on friendship and money and volunteers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're usually parents, the ones that usually jump in. But if anybody who's very interested in their structure of how they work, which is quite different than a kind of pyramidal structure of most service organizations, I could tell. You know, they got the executive director,
Yeah.
you know, and it down from the top.
That's right.
Yeah, as I was saying to you earlier before the show, we are peer ran, honestly, and so you lead by example, right? So parents just when they come to the park and they see how inviting it is, they volunteer. You may have someone to say, "Hey, next Sunday I just want to bring food," or "Next Sunday can I do a game of kickball or whatever have you." And so and then when we have our like Mr. Lucas was saying, our meetings, monthly meetings, or any planning event, because we do 4 a year, we invite those parents to join those meetings, and they give their input of how they can contribute. So I know one parent, she just comes in and she runs a daycare center, and she brings a cotton candy machine.
I'm coming.
And she came because she has a child care center, and when she came to one of our events, she set up a table. She just made it so beautiful out there for one of the events, and then her child care center ended up being full. The wait list was full because of the event she attended at United and Guided. So they just buy into the concept at the end of the day because they see, you know, the beautiful thing that's going on at the park.
Good. And how about the city itself? How do they, the city and the area, how do they take to you?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, we have to mention our institutional supporters. So what's different about our structure and how we sustain ourselves is a little bit different from your typical community-based organization. Because we were rooted in cross-sector collaboration, we already came in with a network that represented the educational community, the judicial system, as well as the healthcare system. So for us, positioning ourselves for our main service, career building, restorative intervention, community outreach, we're able to maintain our services, but still be able to work with those different sectors to create specific services to help their clients.
And because we do such an effective job, you understand word of mouth is the best of all. So when we do a great job, of course, it's passed on to someone of United and Guided. They helped me, and you should go there, and you should, ask for or get the support that they gave to me. So I think that's another way as well.
Okay, so let's have a look at these slides, and I think these slides have to be narrated. I'm not sure, but let's find out.
Yep.
Here we go.
Sure.
So this is our layout for financial literacy and helping people empower themselves as far as their savings and their consumerism and things that can help them build wealth. We call it working class wealth because we want to make sure that people understand it's from a perspective of somebody starting with nothing and building themselves into something. So we feature, lectures about banking and investments, and we talk about the Federal Reserve System and how much of our economy runs on debt and how people use that debt to better financial well-being. It digs into our mobile career center where we're helping people look for jobs, helping them develop their resume, get on Career Builder, and then, as I mentioned before, just build those interview skills as well.
That's really great.
And, our most current, we spoke about this a little bit before, but it's our restorative intervention process, which has been helpful not only to school systems, but it's also possible that it can help other systems as well. For example, landlords and tenants could also be good for business owners and their employees. If it's important for you as a business owner to maintain and sustain a level of long-term employees as opposed to spending so much on retraining new people because you fall out with an old one. An opportunity to repair some of those relationships to ensure better employee-employer relationships. And of course, as we address violence, right, from domestic violence to school violence, we're able to intervene and provide a confidential process that may help both parties come to a resolution.
This is great.
Yes.
That's really good.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and your board members, they are kind of like a cross-section of the community. And
yes. So as Ms. LaShanya mentioned, we are a peer-run organization, which means that our board members and our employees have been peers.
Yes.
When we started this organization around 2018, we began meeting in my backyard. So, bunch of people sitting around, potluck, and we're just talking about, how we're going to serve our community. And some of those people who already had jobs ended up being our board members.
Yeah. Great. And the other, you have these pods that are connected, like the Black Fathers Mental Health Group, and then there's the other group, they're connected to the Department of Public Health somehow.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's our restorative intervention that's connected to Sacramento City Unified School District. And then we're working with all the schools and administrators in that district. And we're in the trust building stages right now, but we already solidified some good relationships with about 4 of those schools in the district. We have a few more to go.
And again, because of that, it's spreading like wildflowers. They are literally letting other schools, the principals we've been successful with in their schools and getting these conflict, under wraps, they're like sending the word out to other principals. So again, I say word of mouth is the best. The word is the mouth when it's good work, yes.
And I love that one picture where it said, go to school and learn a trade. And so these are options that are given to somebody. And how do you help them get toward that? Give me an example, maybe.
So, if anyone wants to schedule an appointment, they would go to www.unitedandguided.org/services. And then there is an outline of all the services that we provide there. And it's very easy to book a mediation or book an appointment with us. Once you do that through our calendar system, then we will reach out to you through a virtual meeting. And that's just the beginning to get to know that person. And then we set up either in-person or other virtual meetings, just depending on what the case is.
Yeah, they may not have virtual anything.
Yeah, that's right.
That has happened.
That's right.
Talk to service organizations here off and on, and they forget that some people don't know how to act, don't have one, and don't know how to use it.
Right, and again, that's why I go back to we try to meet them where they are. We may not. You're right. They may not have virtual, but we do have. We have a meeting space that's off of Fruit Ridge, the Fruit Ridge Collaborative, and it makes. And sometimes that one-on-one in person is better than virtual. A lot of people prefer that, so we do offer that option as Mr. Virtual or in person.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and your other board members, they all have different kinds of skills. Boutron, Jocelyn Thompson.
That's right.
Sierra Duggan.
Yes.
Yeah, a very interesting group.
Yes, a very diverse group as well. So, we have board members who are, retired representatives from school districts. Another is a retired district attorney for the county, recently retired. Another was recently retired from the probation department. And then we have 22-year-old Sierra, and we have, 25-year-old board members. And then we have a mother that's Jocelyn. So just like the diversity of age, range, and ethnicity is what makes our board unique as well.
Correct.
And you have this Kwanzaa event coming up.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Well, we're doing a little study here about Kwanzaa and some of the other ways of celebrating and why they celebrate during that period of time around the turning of the year.
Yes.
Fascinating. And I want to thank you both for coming and telling me. Let's see, we have to go back 30 seconds. Pitch. What would you have to do now? What is this pitch?
Come see us on any sunny Sunday at Tahoe Park, 3501 59th Street, Sacramento, California, 95820. Come and see us. We'll feed you. You can play some basketball. If you're good at Uno, it is very cutthroat out there. So come, we'll take all challengers.
Yes.
Okay, all good then. Well, thanks so much for coming to LiveWire. And United and Guided, sounds like they're being guided by the right thing.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us, sir.
Well, that's all the time we have today. And we hope that you come back to LiveWire and meet wonderful people like these folks and who are doing magic out there. So stay tuned for LiveWire. We'll see you next week.